Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ira Act 1. I found this game on GameJolt and it has a vibe similar to Inside, and I really enjoyed that, so we're just gonna check it out here. Well, looks like it'll just be up to me and you riding the rest of this line, pal. I don't know why I gave him that kind. Oh, okay, well, why, what's the next town? Next up's the Lion's Pilgrimage, the last town for 50 miles. Types like you and me ought to be steering clear of there right about now. Well, what's so wrong with Pilgrimage? Well, you're not gonna find any work there, that's for sure, unless you plan on hauling it up to Mars. Intellico owns that town. Between the miners headed for Mars and that Holocene, it doesn't seem like those kind of people that'd like to get caught up. Alright, so the last ride out of Mars leaves soon, so miners are crawling all over that town. I know work's scarce. 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 Okay, enough of that. Poor bastards. Let's get on. Nobody will ever notice them, though. Everyone's got their eyes on the Holocene. All those rich folks heading into town for launch day in Intellico will be sure to keep types like us out of the way. Types like us. It's all just profit for Intellico. They don't care who has to suffer to make a buck. Well, damn Intellico! We will put up a fight. Fight for the people. Pilgrimage, gateways to the stars. Gateway to nothing, if you ask me. The whole thing's a sham. Folks there are as poor as anywhere else. It's all a show. I really don't know what this accent is. If you're living in that town, then Intellico's good as owns you. Nope, there's nothing for us in Pilgrimage. That town is a dead end. Oh, this guy talks a bunch. And for the sake of character, I had to stay in that shitty accent the entire conversation. So, excuse me for giving a southern accent to a banjo player, but that is how I wanted him to be. If you'll excuse me. Still miles from town, a tiny farmhouse sits all alone amongst the fields. A place a young boy named Ira. Oh, Ira. Hi there. I didn't hear you come in. I'm just finishing up the car here. Do you need something? Is there anything I can do to help? Oh, thank you, Ira. Sure, I could always use an extra hand. I'm just trying to get the car back up and running before I run out of time here. Before I leave, I mean. To Mars? I can't leave you and your mother here all winter with the car breaking down every couple of miles. Aren't you excited to go to Mars? Well, no. It's not like that, Ira. It's hard work and just feels very far from home. It isn't nearly as glamorous as all that Holocene business going on. I know you're interested in all that, all the buzz around ship headed to a new star. But mining on Mars is just work. At least the car will be in good shape before I go. Could you bring me that wrench from over the workbench? I just ditch him. Just leave. Just forget it. Where's the workbench? There is the wrench. Oh. His hand goes right through his leg. Go outside. Anything else I can explore? There. Pass it over to the father. Well, that's an interesting looking face. Well, that's a wrench. Just a few turns here. Alright. Now I just need a fuel line to replace this one here. I think there's one out in the barn. Could you run out and see if you can find it? Yeah, I'll go outside. The night air was crisp, a cool wind moving in from the north, catching up the last of the summer's warmth. Which way is it? I'm gonna go this way. What is it? Tempted to return to the warmth of the indoors, Ira remembers his task to find a final part. Oh, I gotta keep clicking. Can I swing? No. Tractor. Dad bought this before he married Mom. He said when he comes home from mining in the spring, he'll teach me to drive it. The hose from the gas tank is exactly like the one we need to finish the car. We're gonna go to get the actual one because Ira doesn't want to get beat for bringing the wrong hose. Hey, it's the barn! Awesome. The darkness in the barn is thick, but moon beams through the cracks. But moon beams through the cracks give just enough light to illuminate a few boxes tucked in the corner. Something shifts in the upper loft, but it is out of view and concealed by shadows. Ooh, what could it be? Let's climb to the loft. We're going to be strong about it. Ira climbs the sheer ladder to the upper loft and peers over the edge. The moonlight quickly falls off to blackness and nothing can be made out. Search the loft. We are not backing down. Ira steps into the silent darkness, but even from this closer vantage, nothing can be seen. Memory tells him he must be near the far wall, but the feeling is that of standing in an abyss. Feel around the room. Ira's hands meet with a metal surface smooth and cold. The object is large, taller than he can reach, and far too wide to put his arms around. It is sturdy and finely crafted, unlike anything else on the farm that Ira has ever experienced. Ira's hands continue to probe the object, and he makes contact with glass, like a small window out from this strange vessel. He lays his palm upon the glass and, starting to feel the nearness of another person, falls over Ira. He recoils at the sensation. All of this seemingly impossible, but in this darkness, reason has little place. So it's another person? Ira makes his way back down the ladder, unsure of what he found, and his fears subsided as he distanced himself from the device. Okay, so let's search the boxes. Mice scurry out as Ira feels around in the boxes. He tosses aside an oil-soaked rags, and his fingers quickly find the soft rubber hose. Ira tugs firmly, but is lodged between some rusted bits of junk and won't come free. He pulls again, harder this time, but the hose is lodged tightly. I'm running out of air. With one final heave, the hose comes free, but knocks the box to the ground and sends its contents bouncing into the darkness. Jeez, what the hell? Ira's fist tightly closed around the hose, and his hand flies up toward with force, bumping an old radio concealed by the shadows on the wall, jostling it to life. Ira looks around in the darkness of the barn and is overcome with a feeling of unwelcomeness. He hurries out the door, hose in hand. Well, gosh darn it, that was a lot of literature for one side scroller. What's over here? The forest. Ira peers into the darkness of the forest, but the light of the moon is no help through the thick trees. He dare not enter. Okay. Sprint! Sprint, Ira! Run, Forrest! Good movie if you haven't seen it. Forrest Gump. Run, Forrest, run! Life is like a box of chocolates. And into the garage we go. Very interesting atmosphere that this game has created. I like it a lot. Here you go, Father. I found this hose amidst the hiding body device. Ah, this damn thing. What? Oh, the hose, right. Hang on a second. These damn threads are stripped again. Cheap IntelliCode trash. They make this garbage to last about a month, I swear. Yeah. Biggest company in the world, so the bastards think they can do whatever the hell they want. Join now. They send us off to the sweat and bleed on Mars for next to nothing. If it wasn't for the Union, bad as things are now, before the Union we'd have a death every day. Wow, okay, that is... Still, most of us can barely afford to buy gear that isn't about to fall apart. Can you believe that? We mine for them on that god-forsaken planet, and we have to buy our own gear. It's a miracle we don't all die up there, but still, a lot of us do. A lot of good men don't come back. There are too many windows in this town because of that damn company. Oh, wow, I totally misread that. Windows. It's widows, Nate. Widows. Oh, today is not a good reading day. Son of a bitch, this has all gone to hell now. It's not so bad, at least you're working, right? Not so bad. Yeah, I'm one lucky son of a bitch, Ira. I got to go spend half a year up mining in the red sand. Just lucky as hell. I sense some sarcasm. I'm sorry, Ira. I didn't mean to say any of that. Yes? Why don't you head in? Your mother might need a hand with dinner. And I think they're doing a special about the Holocene tonight. You don't want to miss that, right? Go inside, Ira. I just need to spend some more time out here getting this back together. Alright. Well, we'll just see you inside then. I love you, son. Well, Ira didn't look too content there. Is there anything else I can explore in this room? Go outside. Let's look at this mining gear. Red dust still coats the mining gear after summer in storage. Soon it will be a world away. The only thing between Ira's father and the harsh Martian cold. Okay. That door just opened up, like... Anything else? Listening to some fine tunes. Ira? Oh, I didn't know you were asleep. That's alright, Ira. Not quite sleeping, just tired. I was going to watch that special on the Holocene with you, remember? Give me a few minutes. I need to wake myself up. Is everything okay? Of course, everything is fine, Ira. Shut your mouth! Stop being so nosy. It's just been a hard week, with your father getting ready to leave and all. It's nothing for you to worry about. Why don't you go watch your special? You can tell us all about it at dinner. Oh, I never did start dinner cooking. Could you go and do that for me? All you have to do is put the pot on the stove, everything is made. After you do that, you can go and get your father so we can all eat. Okay, I'll put dinner and then go up. That would be lovely. There's a shit ton of dialogue here. Thank you, Ira. I'll see you out there soon. I love you. Awesome possum full of blossom. Let's go. Let's have a seat on the old... Oh wait, we have to go to the kitchen first, right? Just let's take a look at Ira for a second there. Alright. Attic door. There's nothing up there I need right now. It's usually locked anyway. Alright. Cool. Grandfather clock. Let's head into the kitchen. Let's put this food on the stove. Mom wants me to get the food from the counter and put it here on the stove. There's the stew. Grab it. Okay. Now that I've got supper cooking, I should go and get Dad from the garage. So, I like the atmosphere that this game has set up. For sure. The modeling and animation could be a little bit better, but all in all... oh. What happened to the show? TV is a little borked. Perhaps. Let's go and get the father. Again, that mysterious door just opens up. Alright. He left. The sound of water floods the senses, washing away an old reality, leaving behind only the shell of Ira's former life. What? Memories ring out like echoes, fading in a slow procession of years gone by. The past decays, and the future remains unseen. Time pressing forward, blindly unaware of its mortal passengers. The flow of hours turning into decades carries Ira down its twisting streams. It carries his father to distant Martian mines. Tharsis fields in Teleco. It sweeps up his mother, his home, and his bearing. Is that a cemetery in the front? And it carries Ira to places he has never known. Ira finds what feels like stability washing ashore on the rigidness of a moment, lost and alone. But a voice rises from within. It draws him back into the house like a sign of hope through the murkiness of his reality. So is this the story of a desolate hope? The call grows louder, guiding Ira through this tomb of a home. So I guess we just went through his past. Let's go upstairs. The inner voice is clear now. It draws Ira up the stairs, promising escape. A familiar feeling comes with the attic's stale air, but it's fleeting. Is he a radio show host? Or a conspiracy theorist? What with the candles and everything? Oh no, it's those electro tubes. A distant voice rises through the radio static, but its tone familiar, but the words too muffled to make out. The sound is barely audible, but Ira finds comfort in the noise beneath the static. Closing his eyes, Ira focuses on the noise. Words reveal themselves. How can we know where we have been? Here is everywhere. It is where we have all come from, that much is true. But knowing what has been is not knowing at all. Interesting. Do you know where you will be? There is only one path. Your perspective is flawed, but you must know that. Yes, you wouldn't have come otherwise. You wouldn't have come. Do you know where you are? Of course you couldn't know, could you? Not in this way. Wake up. Oh. Some glyphs. Okay. We are in another dimension, certainly. Ira's mind slips through the years, escaping time caught up in the void. But the mind reemerges, called back into the slow march of time after years of suspension. So was it his self that he felt when he was in the barn? Ira's head throbs with pain. He can barely focus on a single thought. The room is familiar, but it is a distant memory. His mind is unable to recall why he knows the place, or when he has been here. Okay. Central terminal. Are we in space now? Initializing power-up sequence. Errors 2932-3402 detected. Attempting bypass of faulty systems. Method failed. Don't you hate when that happens? Please contact administrator. The elevator's power returns a crack of switch from above. Life returning to the terminal's dusty speaker. A voice emerges through the static. The rats again, destroying my ship wire by wire. Back, vermin! Flee from my sound of my voice. I just repaired this unit, you miserable rodents. Although this is the first time the rats have powered up any systems. That is fascinating. Computer log. Record an event on arrival to the lithic system plus 1082. Rats have transitioned from wire chewing to attempts of utilizing ship systems. Motivation unknown. Who are you? Is there somebody down there? You're not a rat at all. The ship's logs show that all the stasis pods gave out years ago. It's a miracle. The crew's not dead. Okay, please excuse my informality. Allow me to introduce myself. This is your acting captain, assumed commander of the Holocene 2, the master of this vessel. It's good to have you in my service. It's good to have anyone in my service, actually. We're on a ship? Of course we're on a ship. You're aboard the Holocene 2, crewman. This seems to be obvious information. Your mental state may be worse than I expected. How could you describe your current condition? I'm fine. Could you help me get out? I like your spirit, crewman. You have been in a stasis longer than the recommended duration, so there may be some possible symptoms. Please feel free to report any feelings of nausea, increased heart rate, hallucinations, or the sensation of death. Given our situation, I'm clearing you for duty. Congratulations. You'll have some catching up to do, especially after the incident, but I'm sure you'll rise to the occasion. What incident? Ah, yes. Day 1 of arrival to the lithic system. The ship's automated systems were compromised. The system is flooded with electromagnetic interference, which wreaked havoc on the electrical grid. By the time I assumed the role of captain, the stasis chambers had succumbed to the surge, but the ship was saved. I took control of the navigation manually just in time, too. Our mission shall continue, though we may be delayed by the inconvenient mass loss of life among the crew. But you're here now. You are undoubtedly in a great state of confusion. Allow me to reacquaint you with the Holocene 2. As you can see, stasis pods will not be in short supply. Well, that is true. Though their occupants will need removal. Alright. I can't imagine that will be a pleasant task. Sure, leave it up to the recruit. They have to do everything anyway. At least we'll be making good use of the airlock. Very interesting. Welcome to the greenhouse level, where your stress will melt away as you watch the fruits of your labor grow and propagate. Speaking of which, you've been promoted to head botanist. What with the recent loss of the entire biology department? Congratulations. Don't be intimidated by the state of this place. I trust that you'll be able to get things in good order in no time. I would suggest making it a priority, though. Most of the food stores were vented into space 4 weeks ago. Okay, we're in the lithic system. Yes. Moving along. Okay. So everyone's dead, and we have no food. Science. Welcome to the laboratory level. Science. Science! This is a research vessel after all. State-of-the-art equipment should make light work of uncovering the many secrets of the lithic system. I can't seem to locate your scientific background in your life. But no matter. Take some time to familiarize yourself with the lab. Make sure you're comfortable, and you should be ready to assume the position of head researcher. Holy crap, we've got a lot of tasks on our hand. Again, congratulations. Though I really must insist that you don't touch the particle accelerator before reading the manual. Even then, please do not touch the particle accelerator. Why are you showing this to me? Don't worry about taking it all in at once. I have several volumes of system manuals somewhere. You'll get there eventually. To the next level. I think it's really just the captain and us. Oh, that is a glowing orb of greatness. Ah, my pride and joy. The heart of my ship. The engine's core. At my disposal here is the power to bridge the stars, to travel vast distances at great speed, to conquer the expanses. The power would corrupt the mind of a lesser captain. But I assure you, you're in good hands. Just look at it. Take in its awe-striking something. This is actually several pay grades above your clearance level. Why am I allowing you to see this? Because there's no one else on the ship. As your captain, I order you to erase your memories of this place. Do you even know what you're saying? Of course! Our journey is nearing its end, and you're about to enter the upper deck of the Holocene 2. Okay, finally! That was a lot of story to take in for one. This is the 1082nd day in orbit of Hermes, on the outer rim of the lithic system. This is our designated rendezvous point with the crew of the Holocene. Protocol dictates we await docking instructions from the crew on the surface, which has yet to arrive. Am I the only one alive on the ship? Well, in a manner of speaking, yes. I'm not per se alive, but I am still your captain. Our captain's a robot. I expect to be treated as such. What I am is the Z-120 automated control system for the Holocene 2. You're not the captain. You're not even a person. Those are very harsh words for someone who has been napping for 1082 days. I kid. I may be a computer. That as much is true. But I am fully capable of fulfilling my duties despite my limited physical form. Besides, crewman, with you here, the manifest has doubled. Now our mission is to secure and succeed. Alright. Bridge the interface. I realize you're curious, but please try not to break anything. Trust me, I don't know how to break anything. I couldn't even work it if I had to. Loading console systems. Let's do ship monitors. Loading ship sensor outputs. All readings stable. And as I said, the Holocene 2 is safe and ready to resume its mission. Engine core status. Engine core operating temperature, negative 179.2 centigrade. Current power draw, 1%. Operating at 700% normal efficiency. I should remind you, once again, that the engine's core is highly classified. Communications. What do we got here? In the static of a sound emerges, a sound that was still ringing in the back of his mind. It flows through Ira's body. That interference has been flooding all of the standard radio channels since we arrived. It has made maintaining ship controls something of a challenge. The worst part has been maintaining a stable orbit. Our sensors require radical adjustments to make any sense of navigation readouts. It also may be what killed everyone. Why do I know that? I heard this sound in a dream just before I was revived. Quite impossible. Dreaming cannot occur in stasis. Dreams occur over time. Stasis functions because of principles of subnuclear frequencies. Surely you see the ridiculousness of the notion? The signal was localized to the lithic system, and you only just woke from the stasis. You could not feasibly recognize the sound. Perhaps you're not hearing the signal clearly. Allow me to amplify the receiver. Okay. The interference has caused another power surge. Life support has gone critical. You need to evacuate. The lander craft are through the starboard hatch. To the starboard hatch! There's one lander reading as functional. I should be able to access it. Don't waste time. Run to the hull. Run! Immediately. I'm accessing the door's controls. Almost there. There, the door is open. Perhaps you should run. I love reading the computer's voice in some sort of a passive, non-really interested voice. Oh, we are plummeting towards some sort of... The system's interference is blocking planetary transmissions. I'm scanning the surface for signs of settlements. We're descending too fast. We need to decrease our speed. Things are not looking too good for us. And at this point, I'm not really sure exactly what the hell's going on. Brace for impact. Well, that was certainly, we impacted. Act 1. Pilgrimage. Okay, so I guess that's the end. Well, I'm smacking my mic. So I guess that's the end. Let's just check it here. So yeah, that is the end of Ira, Act 1. I find it very interesting. I mean, the animations, yeah, they're a little bit, you know, not superior. But the story and the atmosphere that is created, there's a lot to draw from it. A lot of theories within the game. I find it interesting. I'll put a link to their Kickstarter and to the game if you want to download and play for yourself. I think there's a little bit too much dialogue. I think the story could be told more visually and less dialogue. But, you know, I like the game. So if you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe and like, and I will talk to you later. How to seduce a female. This is Jerry. He is a master of seduction. Jerry has invited a female friend over for some Netflix and chill.